Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday morning, February 9th. Looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ESNNQ. First, a little side note. My latest podcast that I did with Aaron Corbs will be released today at 12 noon Eastern Time. So at some point today, depending on how busy I am, I'll try to put it on my Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, things of that nature. But you can certainly go and see it right away. Just go to Aaron Corbs, Korbs, and check it out. It was really good interview. So, next, what is the market trying to do? Well, surprise, surprise, we're trying to go up again, right? The market is in full bull mode, right? There's only so many ways you can beat that into people's heads. Okay, picking tops is an absolute game that's going to blow up many people's accounts, right? The market has to come into balance and then come out of balance to the downside for shorts to have a chance for any real success. We preach that in here for 6.5 hours every day, along with everything else we teach us, what the profile shows us on an intraday and what the charts are telling us on a longer time frame. Both ES and NQ have now made all-time highs again in the overnight. Righty came out of balance on the daily. Next step is to come into balance on the weekly. Righty went up on the daily yesterday. Now they want to come into balance on the weekly. We'll recap all of these charts tonight, all three of these indices. Right now, there's 70 minutes to go. We're all looking to possibly gap higher. We had a 15-wide overnight POC, and we've gotten away from it in the pre-market. We had very wide POCs yesterday, 12 wide for both of us. Why is that important? It's important because if the gap fails, bulls are certainly going to want to hold value high. If not, you're going to, look, yesterday's range was the smallest of the year. It was the second lightest volume of the year. So any failure up here and back inside this day, and remember, it was an inside day. So this is pretty powerful, gapping above an inside day. But any failure of it, right? Lack of continuation back into this range, and you could easily go to that POC. Okay, so those are things to keep in mind this morning. Again, at some point, the buyers, the bulls, are going to need a fresh infusion of blood here. Okay, price can keep going up. We can keep going up. Again, shouldn't pick tops. What I'm trying to say is, in the bigger picture, is if they don't get longer-term buyers in here, when they do decide to come in, they'll wipe out a bunch of days in no time. And that's why trying to pick tops is foolish. Because when that day comes, even if you miss the first $2 or $3 to the downside, you're going to have another 7. And you'll have more confirmation, more MGI. So, game plan for this morning. Once again, we're in uncharted territory. They love front running overnight highs in ES and NQ. So depending on where it is, you can. As far as the long, if it pulls back, I have no problem taking a long. Against either above the gap. It's only 5 points right now. So if we get the overnight high right away, if we get it, then on pullbacks, I'd be comfortable looking for that long, more comfortable. If we don't get it, I'd be a little more hesitant, but I'll still take that long at the gap fill initially. Okay, then I'm going to definitely use probably ANI's high as my out, right above value high. Because again, any acceptance back in, you can come right back down here. Plus, ES has a history of, and SPY, when they get into M's range and get acceptance, they'll go trade the whole thing. So, remember I said the bears have nothing to defend yesterday? There's nothing to defend, right? They've been overrun. I said yesterday the bulls want to defend what? First thing was the single prints, upper distribution. Second would have been if they filled the singles, the lower distribution, and the big one would have been yesterday's low, the previous day's low, to keep the daily up. Well, they didn't even come close to having to worry about any of those, really. Same thing today, right? The bulls are the ones that need to be doing defending. So first defense is the gap. Second defense will be value high. Third defense would be yesterday's low, to put it back in balance. Plus, you'd also have to worry making an all-time high and then having a possible outside day down. That wouldn't be the best thing in the world either. Just throwing everything out there as far as what we might see this morning during the day. But again, the bears are just on their heels. There's nothing to defend. So the bulls are the ones that need to defend. And just like I said yesterday, the only way we're going to get what I just said to the downside, bears have to stop being passive. They need aggressiveness. They need somebody to come in and say, okay, I want to be a seller here. That has not happened at all recently. And then on the chart, so the weekly, one time framing up for 5 weeks in SPY. ES is an outside week up right now, which is very positive. And the daily, up, trying to come out of it. Well, I called it up to balance yesterday with the inside day, trying to come out of the inside day on a gap to the upside as we are one time framing up coming into today, 6 days in the SPY. Good luck trading today. Thanks for liking and subscribing to this channel, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.